Hello and welcome back to a new video. Today I am staying in Falmouth in Cornwall, and I just want to say that the views we have from our accommodation are very, very, very decent. Right, so today we are cycling to Truro, which is the only city in Cornwall. It's relatively near Falmouth and it's meant to be quite a nice cycling route there. I did come to Truro when I came to Cornwall for a weekend in September 2019, and the cathedral looked really cool. I kind of like the oldie worldy style of it, and it just impressed me. So as you can see now, this is our route. So you can see Falmouth and Truro on this map, and the red is the route we are going to cycle. Now, you might be thinking, why don't you go on the main road? Because it's quite clearly, as you can see on the map, the most direct. Well, that is a very busy road. It's the road we came in on, and it's not a dual carriageway, but it probably has the same traffic volume as like dual carriageways does, because that's like the main road between Falmouth and Truro. And anyway, we thought it would be more interesting as well to go through some of the quieter roads and also some paths as well. Now, starting off going through the centre of Falmouth, we got told off twice because we were cycling against the one-way system, but we were basically going slow enough to be classed as pedestrians. Like, come on.
Money.
If you're wondering why we chose to do this bike ride on a dim day, let's say, it was a far better option than sitting on a beach in this weather. There were lots of downhills on this route, which were amazing and super fun to cycle down, like this one here. But with downs, you also have ups, and they weren't as fun to cycle up.
Money.
So, as you can see, my hair here is sweating, meaning this bike ride is quite challenging. And it is, because we've been going for probably about an hour and a half, and we've just looked on the map, and it's quite demoralising, because it only looks like we're about a third of the way there. I was then faced with this sharp uphill gradient. I then stumbled upon this very unique method of getting your bike through. Instead of a gate, it was this weird spinny thing. Now, when I was planning this route, it said this was a bridleway, so I assumed if a horse could go down there, a bike could as well. But I struggle to believe a horse would easily be able to get over this.
Yeah, okay.
We then saw this very magnificent bridge. Now, I don't know the history of it, but it probably had a few trains going over it at some point in time. It maybe still does, who knows? As I was cycling under the bridge, I saw this weird thing, and then I saw two more later on the path. Now, we were having a bit of a discussion about what they were doing, and we think they were measuring kind of the land and how many meters the land had gone up or down by in the past however many years, and also how high it is above sea level. Huge shout out to Izzy, by the way, because she had this incredible shop placed in the right position to give us the energy we needed to continue our scramble up the Cornish hills. We then knew that we were in Truro because we saw the cathedral I'd told you about at the start of the video, and it was also starting to feel more city-like. Like, I know it's a small city, but we'd just been cycling through countryside and down country lanes, and we could actually see residential areas. Right, so we got told off again, but after reviewing the footage, I think that lady was just a bit peed off that she had to walk on the road to get around the other bike on the other side of the pavement. But I mean, if that person didn't have a bike, she would have still had to walk on the road around that person. It's just, it was a one-way road, and we thought we don't want to cycle around because it was the end of a bike ride, and like, come on, there was no one on my side of the pavement in front of me. When we did get to the more congested area of Truro, I did get off my bike, but when there's no people around, I don't think it's that bad to cycle on the pavement. Because if I cycled on the road down that one-way system, cars would complain, or cars would probably hit me because it was only wide enough for one car. So, the simple solution would have just been not to cycle down there, but I think a bike should be classed as a pedestrian if they're cycling at walking pace. So our original plan was to cycle back, but it took too long, so we're going to go back on the bus. The first time I would have been on public transport since February. So, in case you're wondering how the bikes are going to get back, they're not travelling back by magic. My dad has just gone in the car to pick them up because we left them locked up in Truro. So that's all the filming I'm going to do today, and I will see you when we next do something interesting that is worth filming. Today we are going to the Lizard Point, which, as you can see by this amazing graphic, is the southernmost point in mainland Britain. I say mainland Britain because obviously stuff like Jersey, Guernsey, the Falkland Islands, stuff like that is obviously a lot more south. So this isn't all we've come to see. The Cornish Coastal Path does go through the area where the southernmost point is, so we're going to do a walk incorporating that point into it. So we did make it to the Lizard Point, and when this picture was taken, I was the most southerly person in mainland Britain. It only lasted for about a minute, but I'm quite proud of myself because I can say that at one point in time I was the most southerly person out of like the 65 million people that live here.
But now that I'm gone, you want me back. Yeah, I gave you everything. Gave you a diamond ring to watch it fall from your head. I don't wanna love again, 'cause I'll be living with regret. You came back to me. I don't trick or treat. Don't knock on my door. Don't want you no more. You broke me, and I don't wanna see you. And I don't wanna see you again. No, just trying. Oh, don't deny the fact. The fact that there's never less to you. I played the game but lost the bet. I don't wanna love again. Yeah, I don't wanna love again.
So this here is Kynance Cove, and as you can see, it is really, really nice. So that's why we incorporated it into our route, and this was the furthest point we were going along the Cornish coastal path. So now it was time to walk inland and back to Lizard. So, today we are going to be hiring a self-drive boat. I say today, but it's actually like 4:30 and it starts at 5, so it's more of an evening activity. So, straight after we started our boat trip, we went past this cruise ship. Now, this cruise ship is called the World. And due to obvious reasons, on the 20th of March, all the people on it were evacuated, and it is now docked in Falmouth, and we've been seeing it out of our window the whole holiday. It's not like a commercial cruise ship. People buy rooms on it, and they can just go into their room and stay on the boat for however long they want, when they want, because they own the room. So if the boat is, say, going to Iceland and you want to go there, and you own a room, then you can go on that cruise there. But, unfortunately, you have to have a net worth of over 5 million to even be considered for a room. So, unless this YouTube video blows up, I won't be getting a room anytime soon. We could actually try and make that happen, but a lot of people would have to like and subscribe to my channel. But, because it's called The World, I can say that I've been on a boat around the world, and I wouldn't be lying. Oh, you've got to pull it quite much to do a turn.
It's slow to react.
Yeah.
It's always going to have a delay.
This steering wheel was very, very confusing, because if you wanted to go straight ahead, you didn't put the steering wheel in the straight position. I think that's the middle. Why is the middle not in the centre?
It's just the way they've screwed the steering wheel on.
If I was to do this, would this decrease speed?
Yeah, try it.
Ah.
And a bit more.
And then this
bit
is
more.
a stop. And then this is a stop.
That's still forward, I think.
Okay. And then does it stay there? Ah. It's not like, it's very different to a car. As we started to get further out to sea, the waves got bigger. That's a big one.
I know.
Oh. So we then reached St. Mawes, as you can see here, which was a place where we had to turn the boat around and come back. There were lots of massive houses in St. Mawes. That actually quite impressed me. Right, so I'm now back home in my office, as you can see here, and my holidays for this summer are now done. We didn't want to go abroad because, firstly, there were no air bridges with the countries we wanted to go to, and even if there were, I don't think we would have gone abroad, because you've seen the situation with Spain. The government did say that they could be cut off at any point, and also there's no longer an exemption from the quarantine with Luxembourg as well. That's gone a little bit under the radar because it's not as popular as Spain. So overall, it was a really good decision not going abroad, and I don't think we've missed out by not going abroad, because we did lots of amazing things, lots of things that didn't even make the video, such as this video in Cornwall. We looked around St. Mawes and did a walk around there. We did loads of canoeing and coastal walks I didn't film, and also we did a lot of bike rides in Wales. We also ate a lot of nice food. A lot of that didn't make the video. Obviously, we had to get takeouts or sit outside in Wales, because you're not allowed to sit indoors until the 3rd of August. But in Cornwall, we sat in some lovely restaurants, such as Rick Stein's restaurant. And personally, I thought these 2 holidays were just as good as going abroad, because I sort of felt abroad in Cornwall, because I've only been to Cornwall 3 times in my life, so it's not like a place I regularly go to and I know well. I felt like I was in a new place, like a new country, mostly because they had their own flag that was everywhere. I live in Staffordshire, and Staffordshire does have a flag, but I've only seen it in 2 places in Staffordshire. But in Cornwall, their flag was everywhere. It's black with a white cross on it that I think's a bit off-centre, like the Swedish flag. Also, the people of Wales and Cornwall have their own accent that also made me feel like I was abroad. They had their own cuisine. So in Cornwall, there were lots of shops that sold Cornish pasties, which we don't really get over here. So it sort of felt like, again, I was in a new place, a new country. So, and we also had very good weather as well. In this video, the two of the things I filmed, the bike ride and the boat trip, they were like the only 2 days the weather was bad. And anyway, on the boat trip, that was in the evening, like I said in the video. In the morning, the weather was great and I swam in the sea and everything. So the weather was overall very, very good. So therefore, my message to you is that if you're scared of going abroad due to the restrictions or countries taking away us as an air bridge or us taking away them as an air bridge, then it's just as good to go to some of the places I went to in this video and the last video, and it's basically just as good as going abroad, except when you're not abroad. Also, I've just realised, well, I realised ages ago, but I've only just realised it's a problem. Basically, my name is The Spriggan Gamer, but I don't upload gaming videos anymore. If you're a fan of my channel and you've been a fan of my channel for ages, you'll know that I used to just do gaming videos, but now the only game I really play is GeoGuessr and I barely do that. So I need a new name. So if you've got any suggestions, please let me know. So thanks for watching these 2 videos, or just this video if you've not watched the last one, and I'll see you next time.